Hello Eurovision friends, thank you so much for coming to my channel Eurovision Histories. It is the Sunday before Eurovision week and I want to give you my current winner prediction before we see the live shows, after seeing the rehearsal clips and before seeing the live shows and seeing everything that will happen during Eurovision week. So on the day of the final, on Saturday, I will do an update of this video once we know all the chart data after the semifinals, how the odds have changed after seeing the full performances, and also kind of which entry is talked about the most in the media of the participating countries. These are all aspects we don't know at this moment, but still I wanted to give you my impression at the moment. I have 3 countries that I think could do it if a lot of things align and they are lucky, kind of. And then I have 3 more where I really have winner vibes, as they say, where I wouldn't be surprised if these were the Eurovision winners, and I kind of find more arguments for them winning than against them winning. So let's get right to it. Again, this is a prediction, not my personal opinion, and do let me know in the comments what you think who the winner will be. I asked you in the community tab of my channel, but the answers were so diverse that there's not really an opinion that I can tell you from my subscribers what they think, which means that this year is open and exciting, which is something that we all love, I think, because it won't be clear who will win until the televotes get presented. Let's get right to it. The first country and entry where I do see a little bit of a potential that it might win in the end is Slimane with Mon Amour. The scenario I see here is that Slimane gets a huge jury vote, a big margin between him and the country in second place, and then the televoters don't really have that much to decide anymore and could give a huge margin to one of the other countries that I will mention, but Slimane will still win, getting a healthy televote score as well. Mainly because this is one of the only ballots in the final at the moment. We shall see how the semifinals develop, but there is a possibility that with only televoters in the semifinals, we have very few ballots in the final, and this is a very strong one, also a very strong vocal performance by Slimane. It also seems, and the juries obviously love that, and it also seems like with the staging, they went the right way. They kept it more or less simple, focusing on him and his voice, and they didn't put him on a huge pole or anything like that, like last year. So I could see this do incredibly well with the jury, because these votes of the jury members that won big ballots with a good voice have to go somewhere, and they might go to France. And then I think the song is also so stereotypically French that a lot of televoters will also like it. And there is the winning moment where he stands away from the microphone that will also be quite memorable for a lot of people. So I do see a possibility, but it's not the most likely one, I don't think. Then I have Joost Klein with Europapa for the Netherlands. People have been quite underwhelmed by the staging, me included. However, there are rumors now that there is augmented reality going on, and they're not showing that to us yet in the rehearsal clips. Having said that, even if he has an amazing augmented reality performance, we always knew that he was going to get quite a few televotes. The point where I'm not sure about this one's chances are the juries. I don't really see which jury members would pick this when they also have France, when they have Italy, and also when they have a performance like, for example, Croatia, that is also out there and fun and loud, but is not as much a specific genre that juries usually don't like. And this is this kind of novelty party song with a novelty performance as well that I don't see a lot of jury members really go for, to be honest. And being a bit lower in the odds at this stage might also not help as much, because juries sometimes look at who the odds favorite is and then go for that a bit more, I have the impression at least. There is also a small part of me who thinks that this kind of music might be quite Western Northern European and might not travel to the other parts of Europe and the other participating countries. We shall see what happens. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but that is a scenario I could also see happen. And then the emotional moment at the end could be something that you call a winning moment that people really notice and remember the song by. But with these emotional moments like Sheldon Riley for Australia, for example, seeing the same emotional moment a few times over sometimes has the opposite effect where you think, okay, it's rehearsed, it's a performance. Even though I do believe him and I do believe his genuine feelings that he expresses, that might be a bit of a minus point in the end. Still a possibility, but I don't see it as the most likely. This one might be surprising to some people because it is second in the odds at the moment, Nemo and the Code. My main reasoning here for this not being one of the main favorites to win, for me at least, is that the song, I just remember how I felt the first time I heard the song. I was a little confused. I thought, oh, it's interesting, but I couldn't quite get into it. I needed a few more listens for the song really to hit. And that might be a problem on the Eurovision stage because most casual viewers will hear the song for the first time. And I also think that with the staging, at least the part that we've seen until now, they might not have done themselves that many favors, to be honest, because the outfit, especially the outfit, will add to this moment of what is going on. This is crazy and experimental, and I don't really know what to latch onto. And I think a slightly more understated outfit would have been better, even though the platform and everything is memorable, is noticeable, tells the story of the song in a way as well. And of course, Nemo has an incredible voice, amazing vocal performance every single time. The juries will love this, and people say that this will win the jury vote. Some people are quite sure that it will. I'm not 100% sure yet. I think they might also go for Slimane, and then they might split the jury vote a bit between themselves, and then it might not be enough for Nemo to actually do it and win the whole thing. One thing to the accessible argument, this song is also not really charting anywhere, not even in Switzerland, which kind of tells me that maybe it's not the kind of song that people really latch onto right away. They need a few more listens. What I have to say on the positive side, however, is that the message is very interesting, very current as well. And I think a lot of media covering the contest might talk about this entry. And for that reason, it might get a bit more, promotion in national media of the participating countries, which might be a plus. Now we get to the three countries where I really think that they could actually do it 100%, and I don't really have that many counter arguments, which tells you how great a year this is. First of all, we have Angelina Mango with La Noia. The song, of course, is very in the middle of a lot of music genres. It sounds very current and fresh, but also kind of Eurovision-y, in that it combines so many styles and is in Italian. She's an amazing performer that will capture people's imagination and interest. This is also the kind of song that can convince the televoters and the juries. It's not, scaring away anyone, neither the jury members nor the televoters. So it could be a compromise winner in the end, not winning either of the two votes, but then winning the whole competition in the end, like Jamala and Duncan Lawrence did in previous editions. And then I also have to say that the second staging that we saw, the rehearsal clip, the 30 seconds, looked very elegant, very Italian, very modern, but also had a theme, this thorn theme that will be memorable. And her spontaneity still comes across, but there's also something happening in the background. So a bit something for everybody. And that is why I would not be surprised if we're going to Italy next year once again. The second one would be Baby Lasagna Rim Tim Tagidim for Croatia. Then the next entry I have on my list, and that gives me winner vibes, is Baby Lasagna Rim Tim Tagidim for Croatia, because it is the kind of song that is a potential televote winner. I think it makes you look up, it makes you notice what is happening on the screen. They have really improved the staging. His vocals have greatly improved. And so I think the scenario for this one to win is to win the televote with a healthy margin. Maybe the Netherlands are second, but then Baby Lasagna gets lots of jury votes. And that is because it is not an entry that is that out there. It's not as crazy as the Netherlands. It doesn't feel like a joke entry, like a novelty entry, which some people might see the Netherlands as. And so I think jury members, if they want to vote for something that the televoters also go for to not cause more controversy like last year, maybe also, they might go for this one for Baby Lasagna. Also, he is currently number 1 in the betting odds, and the juries kind of, sometimes I feel like, look at the betting odds a little bit and not vote against something that is the clear favorite, and then later on they have to explain why they didn't vote for it. Something like that might be going on as well. Then Croatia is 100% behind this entry, and I think the diaspora will be behind it as well. The message is very universal for a lot of people all over Europe, having left their hometown to look for a better life. And then there's the big story of him not being invited to the national final, winning it, going to Eurovision and being the big favorite. That is a great story for media to pick up during Eurovision week, talk about it, interview him, and that might increase the promotion the song gets. And it's also kind of one of the songs where I think it might go viral with the dance, for example. Switzerland's similar thing might also go viral. And so we will see what happens during Eurovision week. But this is kind of the one that I think a lot of media will pick up on and report about. So that is why it is one of my 3 top favorites for the win. And my main favorite at the moment, and this hasn't changed since my last prediction video on the Eurovision winner, would be Jerry Heil and Alyona with Teresa and Maria for Ukraine. One of the main reasons it has stayed there, even though I have cooled a little bit to the song, and a lot of fans have as well. I think they went down in the odds quite a bit. In between March and May, the beginning of May, is the great staging that we saw, even only in this 30-second clip. It looks absolutely epic, very professionally done, and also done in a way that it really achieves its aim and conjures up a lot of emotion with the people watching it. I've seen countless comments saying that even from this 30-second clip, people got goosebumps, people got emotional, and I think adding Alyona to the mix and having the choir effect as well will only add to that. And so I think Ukraine have done it again. And with this staging, they are really the main contender and the one to beat, if you ask me. Some other aspects are that a lot of fans loved this song when they first heard it and then kind of grew off it a little bit. But as I've said before, more casual viewers will hear this for the very first time and feel this emotional impact for the very first time. And that might make them pick up the phone and vote for this. Then Ukraine in the last couple of years has been a televote powerhouse. So they are looking at a very healthy televote, I think, also because Jerry Heil and Alyona are both established artists in Ukraine. The song is a big hit in Ukraine and also in some of the neighboring countries like Lithuania and Poland, where maybe also a lot of Ukrainian people live at the moment. So I think they can expect a great televote. But this is also a ballad, which is very well sung, which is very intricate musically, lots of different styles coming together, and which works as a song. And I think the jury members will also appreciate this. And I could see this in the top 3 of the juries as well. And then we might have another Jamala situation where maybe they don't win the televote and maybe they don't win the jury vote, but overall, they win the whole thing. This is my prediction a week before the grand final. I will be doing an update for this, so do subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss that. And then I'll see you for my next video. And let me know in the comments, of course, who you think will win Eurovision and also why. I'm always interested in your comments. See you then, and bye-bye.